These are the best metaverse investments that you can make in the cryptocurrency space in 2022. Early buyers into these niches within the metaverse space are probably going to make truckloads of money. My name is Lark. Every day I make videos talking about cryptocurrency investing. So if that is a topic that you enjoy, you appreciate learning about, maybe you could just take a quick second and tap on that thumbs up button for the YouTube algorithm. That'd obviously be super amazing. By the way, if you would like to stay ahead of the curve in this fast moving market, I highly recommend checking out Wealth Mastery. This is my weekly investor report. Every single issue, a deep dive altcoin report, step-by-step DeFi tutorial, top tier crypto technical analysis, my portfolio updates, airdrops, NFTs, token sales, and much, much more. And you know what? You can sign up for freaking free. Click on the link down below. You can learn more about becoming a member. There's also, of course, a premium version for the more serious investors. Go ahead and check that out using the link in the description. Now let's go ahead and get into this topic. So these guys over here at Fool.com are saying why Facebook is a must-own metaverse stock in 2022. The metaverse is going to be massive. It's going to be one of the bigger investment opportunities in this decade as we start to see this roll out. It's not going to happen overnight. The metaverse is a big topic, a big idea. It's going to require lots of development hours, lots of money to come into it. Not everything is going to succeed. Obviously, it is a risky space to invest in because it is so new. That's why people will invest in Facebook stocks, because they say, hey, it's Facebook, it's got the history, it's a safer investment. And yeah, look, if you want a safe investment that's probably not going to give you a very high return, go buy some Facebook stocks, man. However, if you would like to find the big returns and not support a centralized nightmare network like Facebook, then perhaps you want to look a bit further afield for some more interesting opportunities in the metaverse space. And of course, we're talking about crypto when we talk about those further afield, more interesting opportunities. Stocks, man, stocks. Now, first, I would like to talk about Metaverse Land. So we already have a few big crypto metaverses. We have Decentraland and we have Sandbox, which are both pretty big metaverses. Sandbox recently released, to the public. Decentraland has been out there in the wild for a bit longer. But what we have been seeing are some record big land sales happening in the metaverse space. So here we go. $2.4 million freaking dollar land sale in Decentraland. That's insane. People are buying virtual real estate for millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. It's absolute insanity. You know what's even crazier is not the person who bought it for $2.4 million, but the early land investors who bought land in these metaverses for pennies on the dollar, essentially, and have made 50, 100x, 500x returns. The guys who were buying properties back in 2019, for example, or whenever, 2020, before the whole NFT metaverse gaming thing really took off, these guys have made truckloads of money simply by believing early in some of these metaverse platforms. Now, is there still money to be made by investing in the big boys, by buying land in Decentraland or in Sandbox or in Axie Infinity? Of course, there's still money to be made there, but it's harder to make the gains there, I would say, because now you have a lot more people paying attention to these big networks that have made it, right? They're safer investments now because the networks are big, the metaverses are real, et cetera, et cetera. And people are really taking notice. We have this here, somebody spending $450,000 to have a bit of digital land next to Snoop Dogg, because that's cool. Snoop Dogg's your neighbor, man, only for $500,000. Cool. But what I would be watching as an investor, looking for opportunities in this market, instead of chasing what everybody else is already chasing, the crowded trade, if you will, look for the next things to come up. Illuvium would be one place that I would be keeping an eye on. This is a very interesting game coming to Ethereum. that is got a lot of people excited. The graphics are cool, the gameplay looks cool, and of course, we will have land coming soon to Illuvium. So if you are an early land buyer, you stand an interesting opportunity to take advantage if this game actually becomes really big. You can be an early buyer in this, and there's lots of other games out there too. It's not just Illuvium. My Neighbor Alice is another interesting one. Now, I've been a fan of My Neighbor Alice for a while. We've talked about it quite a few times here on the channel. They have been doing land sales already, and they will do more land sales. Their game is coming up in the not so distant future. Again, if this game takes off, basically Animal Farm, Animal Crossing, but on the blockchain, right? This kind of style of game. If My Neighbor Alice manages to bring in users, as the other platforms have, then the land in this game has the potential to be worth a truckload of money in the long run. Another one to watch out for would be Wilder World. This is a beautiful, beautiful looking metaverse, and they have been doing some cribs sales already. So they haven't actually started selling their land yet. You can see that's still incoming soon, but they have started selling cribs. Now, what are the cribs? These are literally apartments in the blockchain world. You can see here you can buy different units, apartment units. You can actually buy this apartment unit. So this is digital real estate. You can see this one here. It's not even that going for that much. It's only $1,700, right? So the idea is if you get into some of these ones early on, again, you buy it now for $1,700, you sell it later for much more is the idea, of course. Obviously, again, it really requires any of these games to catch on users. You can buy lots of digital land in a game that does nothing and lose all your money. So please keep that in mind. Now, let's talk about tokens. So that was investment thesis number one. Buy land in the metaverse. Because it's on the blockchain, you uniquely own it. It's a pretty cool idea. Second place to look for metaverse investments, the tokens of those metaverse worlds. Sandbox's Sand token and Decentraland's Mana token both have done super well for investors. There's a lot of other tokens out there, though, that are not multi-billion dollar market cap coins that have a lot of potential. Wilder World is one that we've talked about here quite a few times on the channel. We started talking around 20 cents. It's up 10x now. It got up to like $5 or something recently. I'm still waiting for $1 billion market cap before taking profits on this one, though. The tokens for these metaverse coins do have a history of performing quite well. So if Wilder World can continue to deliver on their vision, continue to attract in users for their in-game stuff, and as the world comes live, right? They've just been doing NFT sales and stuff up to this point. We don't have the fully interactive world available yet, right? We still don't have land sales, for example. But when we start having land sales, people can start coming in, using, building. That's when you're really going to see the token price take off for something like Wilder World. Still early at a $200 million market cap, or whatever the price it might be by the time you see this video. Another very interesting one to keep an eye on would be High Street. Now, High Street is another beautiful looking metaverse backed by some big names, working with some big brands. You can see, of course, here just some of the stuff of kind of, you get a feel of what the High Street metaverse would actually look like. This one's super early. It's still well under $100 million market cap, which is a pretty sweet zone in terms of opportunity for getting in early on a coin. And again, look, everything that I'm talking about here today, we're just highlighting briefly. You have to go out and do your own research and actually, figure out what these coins are and what the value propositions of any of this different stuff is before actually going out and putting your hard-earned money into it. Obviously, I'm just highlighting the potential of some of the different assets in the metaverse space here. Now, if you want to explore beyond Ethereum, you might want to look at Solana. Solana has been getting a lot of attention. One that I would point out for you is Solus. Now, These guys, cross-platform VR metaverse on the Solana blockchain. It's still super early days for the Solana blockchain gaming and metaverse space. So land sales or just buying the tokens, is one thing you can do here, is again a nice time to get in because we are so early for Solana metaverse stuff. And we're so early for metaverse in general, but particularly on these non-Ethereum blockchains, it's really, really early for some of these new players. These guys just came to the market like last week, so, you know, it would be getting in quite early. And the third area of investment opportunity within the metaverse space, infrastructure. So we talked about land, we talked about tokens. Now let's actually talk about some of the projects that'll bring all this stuff together. Right? Actually make the moving of NFTs across platforms easy. Actually make the creation of NFTs and stuff like that easy. Well, Efinity is one of them. This is launched by the team over at Engine, which is one of the OG players when it comes to the crypto gaming space. This is their Polkadot play. So this is basically a cross-chain superhighway, as they call it. So massive, massive scalability for in-game and in metaverse NFTs. So this is an infrastructure piece. This helps the NFTs move from one place to the other, from one wallet to another. So this is one to keep an eye on. And another one to keep an eye on, this is a new one, Breeder DAO. They don't actually have a tradable token yet. That will be coming, so keep an eye out for it. Go follow them on Twitter if you want to stay up to date about when they are going to release their token into the market. But Breeder DAO, as they say, breeding life into the metaverse, one NFT at a time. So they are an NFT asset factory of blockchain games. So as they say, we provide high volume asset production, tailored to specification for some of the largest guilds in the metaverse so they can supercharge their play to earn economies. So they are an infrastructure play filling the gap between the games and the players by helping to bring these assets to them. So very interesting one. As I said, something to keep your eye on. Anyway, those are just my 2 Satoshis for the day. I think the metaverse space is going to be massive. I think the early investments in the metaverse space, while risky, are also going to have the potential to have incredible returns for investors in the long run. Your question for today: are you investing into the metaverse? Are you buying metaverse coins? Are you buying metaverse land? That's something very interesting. Let me know down below if that is something that you are doing. Thanks so much for watching today's video, and peace out till next time.